This article is about the conclave that is about to happen and how it is going to be more diverse than ever before. So we know that the Pope recently died. So on May 7th, there is something called the conclave is going to happen. Conclave is when 133 voters and cardinals all gather in the Sistine Chapel in order to vote on who the new Pope is going to be. Two-thirds of them have to agree in order for it to be decided. In all of previous history, Europeans have always had the majority of the cardinals. So the majority of cardinals have always been European. But this year, only 47% of cardinals are going to be European. This is because overall, the conclave is going to be a lot more diverse. Specifically, Asian and African popes have made the biggest leaps since the last conclave, and a lot more of them are going to be present in this conclave. This is purely because Pope Francis has had outreach to those continents, specifically trying to make the church more diverse. In the article, it states that Pope Francis had the desire for the church to become more inclusive, and he did this by appointing cardinals from a lot more continents and reducing the concentration of European cardinals. For one specific example of this is how there is there's a pope. One of the top candidates for the papacy is from the Philippines, uh, which is in Asia. This is connected to globalization because without globalization, it would have been a lot harder for Pope Francis to have outreach to these continents and these countries. And it is very unlike, and before globalization, uh, a lot, a lot more of the popes were from Europe, and only because of globalization and outreach to other continents has the percentage of European popes been able to go down, and the percentage of popes from other countries go up. So, some takeaways I have from this. One question I have is we know that one of the front runners of the race is from the Philippines, but will but at the end of the day, will a more diverse pope actually be elected, or will they just stick with an Italian cardinal like usual? Another question I have is that if a more diverse cardinal is elected, but what's going to happen? Or I know that lots of members of the church will probably get angry about that, specifically in the United States, because of efforts against diversity. So what are the real world effects going to be of this? And that's all there is today.